Hi everyone, I'm using Crystal Vision for our reading for today, for Monday the 27th of June. I'll choose 3 cards and I'll also read the base of the pack. I'll choose 3 from the Destiny pack as well, as we're at the beginning of a beautiful and new week. So I'm setting the intention for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective or anyone who views this video. So I'm asking now for a card. There we have the Knight of Wands. The Queen of Cups. And the Fool. So we are starting to move now, and the Knight of Wands moves really quickly, but we're being asked to just keep ourselves in alignment. Don't make any hasty decisions, to follow our hearts, to have patience during this time, because having patience, as we have patience, we will reach our destination a lot quicker than what we have when we're impatient. That creates a block on our path. So the Knight of Wands there always brings change. So where things have been stuck, things start to move now. Feeling passionate, getting a passion back for life, getting a passion back for our career, for whatever it is that we love doing now. Really, that passion being restored in our lives, starting to move forward. He's following his scepter. He has a crystal there on his scepter, and he's following that divine light. And as we listen to that divine guidance within, we will stay on track. So you can see the horse has 2 legs uplifted, ready to race forward. And we're being asked to just take our time, really, one step at a time, being aware of how we're feeling before we make each step. Are we feeling stressed? Are we trying to force something or control something? And if we are, to really come back into that place of stillness within, because from that place of stillness within, that's where we manifest our most beautiful creations. And then we have the Queen of Cups right in the center of the reading, again asking us to follow our intuition. She is there. The cups are the cup suits are all around our love life, our feelings, our emotions, our spiritual gifts. And she's sat there with the full moon behind her. And as we're moving into this full moon in Cancer, and feeling that stillness now and that calmness of our emotions, as we're receiving the beautiful healing, the beautiful divine healing from the cosmos, we're being held as we are now going through this time of our emotional healing. And she's sitting there surveying everything there. She has those lotus coming up now through the cloudy waters, opening up, taking in this beautiful downpouring of light from the moon, focusing on her intuition. This is a card of deep love, of family life, of clear seeing, our clairvoyance opening up. A gift of our clairvoyance opening up during this time is what I'm receiving. So as we start to see things in truth, not from any filters of our own old emotional pain, we start to see through the eyes or our third eye with clarity, with with beautiful expression. And as we are moving through this time, the activations of our third eye, every time we have a compassionate thought for another, for ourselves, we are activating our third eye, because we're seeing through the illusion. We're seeing through the behaviours of people. And we have Jupiter in Aries, lots of fire there, which comes from the night, and people may seem inconsiderate, but maybe they've stepped into impatience. So it's to just step back and not to react or get triggered by others' behaviours just now coming into that stillness within. As we step into these still waters of the consciousness, the higher consciousness, this beautiful healing occurs. And we very rarely get triggered, because we know that if there's a trigger that goes on within us, it's because there's something unhealed within us. We're seeing something from a distortion. We're seeing something from a judgment or a criticism. So the Queen knows. She is the head of the cup suit together with the King. She is the intuitive, she is the psychic, she is the mystical lady. She sees, she has clairvoyance, she has clairaudience, she has the feeling of spirit, the connection with spirit. And this is where we're moving to. This is the core of the energy that is entering Earth now, for us to really sit with, feel the calmness within, and let this beautiful energy bring in the healing that is required at this time for our divine feminine. And then we have the Fool, which is a new path. And as we let go of those old reactions and those triggers, we actually move away obstacles in our path. Instead of gazing at what somebody else may be doing, we start to then move our attention onto our own path, what brings us joy, with the experience and the wisdom of where we have come from. We're now moving into those higher timelines, new things coming in. And during this time, we are stepping up, we are choosing love, we are pausing before we make a next step. We're pausing before we make a decision. We're pausing before we go into old reactions. We're actually stepping back. And this is creating a new path for us, an expansive path of joy and happiness, where we are now standing in our faith and moving in the direction that brings us joy. And the base of the pack is the Page of Cups. So we have fire and water here, which is a powerful energy. So the Page is the beginning of something new, beginning of a new relationship, the beginning of actual seeing love. You may be in an old relationship and have lost your way, but something new is a new awareness is growing inside, and you're seeing that old relationship with new eyes, which is these spiritual gifts that are coming. We are seeing and hearing differently now, which opens up this new beginning, the Fool, the new beginning, new relationships coming into our lives. It's perfect time now for new relationships, new careers coming in, because we are listening to our intuition. We are listening to our own guidance, letting go of what other people may be advising, because nobody knows us like we know ourselves. And if we are listening to advice from somebody who isn't in a relationship, giving us advice about relationships, then they can only come from their awareness. If we're listening to somebody who is in a career that stresses them and we are seeking career advice, then again we will only receive their interpretation of what we require. So this is coming in now, having faith in ourselves, having belief in ourselves, and allowing the universe to bring in those beautiful heavenly gifts that we all have worked so hard to come into alignment to receive. So this is new beginnings, beautiful new beginnings, new spirit guides are coming in, which has been occurring as we're moving through these timelines, but also a new way of seeing, a new way of seeing the old, a new way of seeing our past, that our past does not have any charge any longer, that we can see it and view it, but there's no emotional attachment there any longer. So we're able to move forward now with a clarity that we have never had before. So I'm setting the intention now and asking the Spirit of the Destiny Pack to please bring through a message for the highest and greatest good for the collective, or anyone who views this video. A card please for underneath the night. And there we have obstacles. So I'm just going to ask for some clarification, please, to do with the obstacles. Oh, yeah, the bouquet. The Queen of Cups. Asking for a card to go with the Queen of Cups. We have the Tower. For the Fool, please, a card to go with the Fool. The Four-leaf Clover. And the Page of Cups. Card to go with the Page of Cups. The card of the Gods. So underneath the Knight of Wands, we have the Knight now melting away. It's fire energy, melting away these old blocks. Taking our time, having the patience. And as we have the patience and we come into that stillness within, it dissolves all these blocks that impatience creates. So a dissolving of these blocks now that brings happiness after sadness, wellness after illness. So we've turned the corner. Stay in that beautiful place within, knowing that everything is in divine order. And ultimately this is where this card is the complete wellness, happiness and joy. And then underneath the Queen we have the Tower, which in this deck is trust. So trust our intuition now. Listen to our intuition. Let it guide us. Trust in the messages that we are receiving. As long as they are loving and kind and encouraging and uplifting, listen to them. That's our guidance. That's coming from our soul. Our soul is here, and our soul is our compass during this lifetime, during every lifetime. So trust that we are exactly where we are meant to be in this very moment. Trust. This is a card asking us to let go of all doubt now. Let go of doubting at the messages that we're receiving. Let go of doubting ourselves and actually start trusting. So with the Queen, this beautiful energy of the Queen, bringing in this intuition, this mysticism, to trust that now, trust our guides, trust the intangible, trust. And then underneath the Fool, we have the 4-leaf clover, the luckiest card in the spread. So we're leaving the past behind now. We are being guided by what feels right, what brings us peace now. And this absolutely brings good fortune into our lives. Instead of going off into our heads, mulling every decision over until we have got no energy to think straight, we're now being guided by this beautiful subtle energy, our intuition, on a new path, bringing our spiritual into alignment with our physical, listening to it in balance, bringing our head and our heart into alignment. And this is going to bring good fortune into our lives. This is luck. Luck changing for the better now. Positive energy coming in on this new path. And then underneath the page, we have the card of the gods. So this new beginning, we're connecting to our higher self. We're connecting to the divine. We're being gentle with ourselves. We're being kind to ourselves, and we're absolutely empowering ourselves by staying in faith, by listening to our own guidance and trusting it, trusting people who come into our lives now, trusting what presents itself, because as we come into alignment, whatever presents itself is on our wavelength, the higher frequencies. This is the card of the gods guiding us, the higher powers guiding us into the evolution, into our higher timelines. And can you see this is a crossroads, and we can go either way. And as we listen to our heart, we will always move in the right direction. Regardless of how others behave, it does not matter. We follow our hearts. We do what is right. We do what is right, what is kind. And we'll always go in the right direction. And this is the card of God, of the gods speaking to us through that language of love, of light. So beautiful cards for today and the beginning of the week. It always sort of resonates for the rest of the week too. So we've got a powerful week ahead of us. Beautiful week, one of deep healing, of really feeling the comfort of that divine source energy that is flowing to earth now, bringing that healing of the divine feminine so that we can stand in our power and use our spiritual gifts, because we all have them. Every one of us, whether we're male, female, we all hold the divine feminine within, and it's tapping into that beautiful intuition now. So I'm sending so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and thank you so much for listening. God bless. Thank you.